We ask this question at the end of every summit. Who was the showstopper? Who gave us the most memorable moment? Was it the Queen with her sword? Or Joe Biden, who broke out the jeans and sneakers while hitting the bar? Quite frankly, the leaders were a side note this year because all anyone could talk about was Cornwall. Looking at these pictures, it's clear why. Great beaches, towering cliffs, and incredibly sunny by British standards. It was less like a summit, more of a weekend getaway. The US president said he did not feel like going back home. He was clearly in love with the place. So was the Western media. They showered positive coverage on the county, gushing over the beaches, the trees and the resorts. Reporting on the summit was more of an afterthought. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This is The Guardian's incisive piece on Cornwall. Beyond the beach, discover Cornwall's less crowded attractions. The Independent went a step further. They want you to book a holiday in Cornwall right now. Look at the headline. As world leaders leave Cornwall, it's worth booking a visit yourself. And the BBC, for some reason, was obsessed with the sun. They had a whole image gallery dedicated to the sunshine over Cornwall. If you read these articles, they make Cornwall sound like Shangri-La, the perfect place where everyone is happy. But that's simply not the case. You see, Cornwall is among the poorest places in Britain. 15 constituencies here rank among the most deprived in Northern Europe. St. Ives, where the leader stayed, is a hub of child poverty. You won't find these reports in most Western newspapers, at least not on the front pages. The coverage on Cornwall was an excellent piece of propaganda. The leaders were put inside a cocoon and all Western coverage happened inside it. Nothing on the deserted farmers' market or the dozens of mines that were shut at the start of this century. It's truly jarring stuff. The world's most expensive holiday/summit in a county that has more homeless people than anywhere in Britain. You would think this is worth reporting. So why was the Western media so hesitant? In the past, they've been more than happy to smear summit hosts on the front page. I can give you examples. This is a Los Angeles Times report from 2010, and this is when India was hosting the Commonwealth Games. It accuses India of trying to hide the poor. The Guardian did a similar story. This was last year during Donald Trump's visit to India. The article accuses India of building walls to hide slums. New Delhi called it a security measure. Brazil got the same treatment, by the way, when it hosted the Olympics in 2016. The Telegraph talked about a wall of shame between ghettos and Olympic villages. Now, this has been a recurring trend. Whenever the developing world hosts a summit, such articles pop up. They have the same headlines: hiding the poor, a wall of shame. The problem is not these articles, really. The problem is the selective outrage. Here's a report that got buried under the positive coverage. Homeless people in Cornwall were given temporary accommodation at local hotels, but once the G7 came to town, they were expelled from there. Foreign diplomats and security officers took their rooms, but no front page coverage. No clever headlines about evicting the homeless. And that is the issue. For Western media, poverty is a selling point. They love shaming the developing world as a bunch of ragtag nations. But when the same thing happens in the West, they would much rather talk about the glorious Cornish sun. Well, here's the deal. Whether surrounded by white beaches or artistic resorts, poverty is still the same, and it's about time governments accepted this. Hiding the poor or evicting them does not solve poverty. So why do countries keep doing it? For positive press. During global summits or state visits, the whole world is watching you. It is natural to want a positive spin. But not by building walls around slums. Camera-friendly optics do not last long. And when the facade drops, you end up red-faced, like Cornwall right now. All that glitz and glamour just to hide their most impoverished county. It's a classic case of building a digital ivory tower. Well, here's what governments can do instead. Expose the reality of their society, urge summits and foreign leaders to do more. As for the Western media, the blinkers have been on for way too long. The global North-South divide has seeped into reportage. So they see poverty in Rio's congested shanties, but not near Cornwall's coastal retreat. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.